there, I'm Dr. Julie Lynn, founder of the Systems-Based Pattern Mapping Solution, and I help women take the mystery out of their mystery symptoms. Today, I want to talk about why normal labs don't necessarily mean a normal functioning body. Have you ever left a doctor's appointment feeling completely confused and dismissed? If you're like many of my clients, you probably sat in your car holding your normal labs, wondering if everything is normal. Why does my body feel like this? Anything but normal? I'm going to give your symptoms you feel a clear explanation. Again, if you're like many of my clients, you're tired, but not just tired. Your energy drops for no reason. Some days it's brain fog. Some days it's your hormones. Some days it's your digestion, and somehow it's all happening at the same time. But every time you go for answers, you hear everything is fine. After years of working with women experiencing chronic symptoms and pain, but were told that their labs were normal, I started to notice something very interesting. The women I worked with are all from all over the country with different lives, different lifestyles, different stressors, living in completely different environments, but yet they experienced similar symptoms. And I wanted to understand why this phenomenon was repeating over and over and over again. So I started my quest to understand why not only are millions of women walking around with the same symptoms but normal labs, but I also wanted to understand why they were living completely different lives and lifestyles, but still experiencing similar symptoms. For a minute, I want you to imagine your body as a symphony. In the symphony, you have different sections, percussion, woodwinds, and brass, all working together to make a cohesive, coherent piece of music. Your body functions like a symphony. Each system plays its part in keeping you functional. But here's what many people get wrong about the symphony. The instruments aren't what makes the music. It's the communication, rhythm, and timing between the musicians and the conductor. As the conductor increases his tempo, the musicians follow. This way they keep the music coherent and easy to listen to. Again, the same thing is happening in your body. Your systems rely on communication, timing, and rhythm in order to function properly. When communication and coordination is off, your body starts to adapt and compensate to maintain proper body function. This is exactly what your body was designed to do. And we don't often notice those early adaptation and compensation patterns. However, over time, when your body is exposed to repeated stress due to things like poor sleep, poor nutrition, and even environmental exposures, our body starts to adapt to a more cumulative effect called allostatic load, which is the accumulation of physiological burdens over time. And this is what you feel as chronic symptoms, like complete exhaustion, no matter how much sleep you get, hormones that feel like they're all over the place, losing words mid-sentence, and digestive issues that keep you guessing. And standard labs miss this because they're designed to detect disease, not early system breakdown. So it's not that nothing's wrong. It's that no one is really paying attention to the patterns because the system is still focused on isolating symptoms and systems, trying to fix each one individually, which isn't going to work for a multi-system problem. And this is why I do things differently. I don't look at labs as isolated markers. I look at the patterns that the labs are showing me. So I can help you better understand why you feel the way you feel, and more importantly, what you can do to feel better. Get actual symptom relief that lasts. Millions of women spend their lives fixing pieces of themselves. Hormones here, mood stabilization there, digestive issues everywhere else, feeling like their body has betrayed them. But I want you to know it doesn't have to be your story. Grab your free guide below so that you can start to see some of the patterns that are overlooked most often in your own labs. And then when you're ready, book a free clarity call and finally understand what your body has been trying to tell you all along. They told you everything looked normal, but your body is telling a different story. Your fatigue, brain fog, hormonal shifts, digestive changes are not random. They are not separate issues. They're connected. And you don't have to try to keep piecing it together alone. Book a clarity call and book your clarity call and explore systems-based pattern mapping for yourself. Thanks for joining me for this video, and I look forward to seeing you on your clarity call. Bye for now.